Hi guys, so quick update on the shows we've just had recently. Obviously we've had two shows back to back, so we've a bit of a backlog on the updates. So Revolution Elite Combat Championships 13, Rise of the Elite. Obviously it was at Harvey Adden again. Unbelievable fight card yet again. Mixed bag of K1 MMA, and we only had a few boxing bouts this time with the caged boxing. Obviously we had the second show which was just boxing for obviously a couple of weeks later. So yeah, first up for Team Revolution, Tyler Spencer. What an unbelievable performance. The kid opened the show against an older, bigger, stronger fighter. But wow, what performance he put in, and shown true heart, grit, determination. Gabriel's done an absolutely fantastic job with him. A very, very close fight. Even the commentator said that a close fight, but unfortunately didn't get the decision. And that kid's going to come on and be a very, very good, well-schooled fighter moving forward. We've had a mixed, we had sort of mixed fight card. We had obviously other gyms on the show. Knots MMA, and then we had Mark Whitford from Warrior Martial Arts. That was his debut for Revolution Elite Combat Championships. Put a great performance in and got a win over a very good, talented opponent from Knots MMA, which are a very good school. Next up for Revolution, Louis Malatrat is carrying an injury at the minute on his leg from an unbelievable fight he had up in Halifax, excuse me. So he decided to box. He wants to stay active, he wanted to box. The guy he was fighting was Taylor from Panda MMA. So that was originally down as a K1 fight, but they both still agreed to box. Just a toe-to-toe war for 3 rounds with Louis getting his hand raised at the end, which was a very, very good performance. To say he's a kicker, and wow, he can let his hands go now, let's just put it that way. Excuse me. Next up, Emily Kelly and Mimi Taylor. Emily was defending a junior Thai belt that she won at Mansfield Rugby Club on our show, so it was the very first Thai fight we've had. They did all the sort of the build up to it, the dance and everything. Unbelievable 5-round fight. And then same again with the Mimi. They did all the traditional Thai leading up to it and everything. And the whole fight again, unbelievable performance, but unfortunately she lost the belt and Mimi's walked away with the belt. So moving forward for Revolution Elite Combat Championships, we will be having now more Thai fights on the show. We've got more clubs interested, which is very good for the promotion. Then after that, Ryan Parkin from Unit MMA. He literally fought 2 weeks previous. The fight that should have been happening should have been Jack Slater, but unfortunately his arse fell out because we gave him 2 options. His original opponent pulled out from France. So this happens in the fight game. So as a promotion, we lined up 2 more opponents. We'd got Ash Wood, and we'd also got Ryan Parkin. So there was 2 available opponents there for Jack Slater to fight. So he said he wants to be a fighter. We got him the matchups. The matchups were there on the thing. We'd also got a reserve. His team used the excuse of this was like, well, just make the fight. But obviously, we was waiting for Ryan to fight on their home show to make sure he came out of it uninjured. Obviously, Ryan's already the bantamweight title holder, because that was the better fight, and we agreed that. And Jack seemed in message that he was up for it, but unfortunately when it was made then by the weekend, his team was saying he wanted the answer before the weekend, before he fought, to find out if he was okay or not. They decided to pull him out. I think it was more for the fact that they couldn't be asked to come up from London and get an hotel, by the sounds of it, if I'm being honest. So if you're supporting your fighters, I've got fighters out every weekend and I'm up and down the country. I don't care where they're fighting. They're part of my team, they're representing my club, so I will take them and I will go and support them. I don't ask for any money. I feel that they're promoting us as a gym and also us as a promotion. I have my lads fight my own promotions, and I also take them away on way fights so they get that experience. So unfortunately the Jack Slater fight didn't happen. We seem to be getting a lot of stick because of this, and through messages, and I've been deleted and blocked off Facebook. But the realisation of the actual fact is there was a fight there for him, and it looks like his arse fell out, so it seems like he's all talk to me. But now Ryan Parkin is also the bantamweight and also the flyweight champion on RECC, so is the dual champ, so it's great. So it's going to open up more opportunities for fighters to come, and we had loads of MMA fights on, so it's going to make it interesting now moving forward for next year. We're also going to take our fighters on to Unit MMA show as well, so it's going to be a good little mix to back and forth. So next up, Chris Cedar as well. He fought David Klipinski from Street Kickboxing. That was a boxing bout, so we had a cage boxing bout. Tough fight for Chris, because this guy's a little powerhouse, like a little Mike Tyson at cruiserweight, and he was literally throwing the kitchen sink at Chris and literally throwing Chris to the floor at one point, so it got a little bit out of hand. Chris has actually unfortunately come out of the fight with an injury, so he's ruptured his ACL, so he's got to have an operation. But Chris used his boxing skills, and by the end of the fight it was the clear winner by just using his boxing skills and boxed his head off. So it was a very well schooled technical boxing exhibition from Chris to get the points win against a very, very game and tough fighter. And then after that we had Ben Gordon finishing Radoslav Somsak from Nomad Jiu-Jitsu. That was an amateur MMA bout. Then next up, Bailey Brassington. Obviously Bailey's on a very, very good run at the minute, staying active. Against Connor Cartwright, a very, very busy fighter up and down the country, very well scored, an unbelievable talent. In the fight, Bailey was actually losing the fight up until the last round, and then I managed to stop him with a cracking body shot. And if he'd won that round, the fight would have probably potentially finished as a draw, which was a very technical fight, and it was sort of good to watch from a coach's perspective. And if you're a boxing fan, it was an unbelievable, very well scored technical fight between both of them, looking to see where the openings were and trying to set each other up. So it's moving forward. Bailey's got a great future. His next fight's Conor Millward, we're looking forward to that. Then next up we had Sebastian. Obviously he came to me obviously with Greg. This is where was also part of the raising the money for Lilana. So Sebastian had a great fight. I think he stopped his opponent in the third. Heavyweight bout. Great support for him as well. Great. Then after that we had the Machine. He came up against Craig McKelland. His nickname was the Executioner. I think he's got some really big knockouts on his record. Mark the Machine. Mark the Machine just did what the Machine does. He literally walked him down and put on a bit of a beating on him, and I think he dropped him 3 or 4 times, and unfortunately the fight was stopped. After that we had Kai Zimmerman from Sabai Muay Thai. He was making his debut against Rafael. I think Rafael was a little bit more experienced, by the way. He's done more competitions, I think, from the WKO scene and that, so unfortunately lost, I think, on decision. Michael Benjamin and Heidel Chevy. So Michael Benjamin come over from France for a pro MMA fight. Hayden took it to him. Unfortunately went to the floor. I think Mikel reversed the situation. Was it in mount? I think he mounted him and finished him from ground and pound. We had another K1 fight after that with Rory Murray-Quinat, victorious. Deo from Knots MMA also victorious with a great performance. The next one up was Ryan Nolan, Aaron Cotton, MMA fight. Ryan Nolan come out with a decision. No, in fact, I think it was stopped. Possibly a little bit early, but these things happen. It's an amateur fight, so obviously the fight safety is paramount. And the co-main event, we had Dylan Hart versus Patrick Dabowski. Great performance by Dylan Hart again. He's coming on loads, so his dad's getting him busy, working on his striking. So he's done K1, he's doing boxing. He also fought on Ring Warriors for us. Before next year, he's going into a great MMA career. Unbelievable talent, really tall fight. He's going to be so awkward for a lot of guys. At the minute he's the cruiserweight title holder as well on Ring Warriors, but we can go into that into another interview. But unbelievable card. Then obviously the main event was me versus Greg. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about that on another interview. But unbelievable show. The support was great again. Great fights. Probably one of the best fight cards we've had yet, with the K1, the MMA, and we only had a few boxing bouts because obviously we moved the boxing onto Ring Warriors. Next 2023 is looking very, very interesting for the MMA and the K1 fights. We've got more people coming and more gyms coming. So keep tuned. Obviously have a look at, make sure you follow, subscribe to MMA Fight Night, all the videos, obviously the social media, Revolution Gym and Revolution Elite Combat Championships. Keep following, keep liking, keep sharing, and I'll see you soon, guys.